Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better protection from online threats. Get NordVPN now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stinchfield. Lo and behold, we have another train stabbing to tell you about, also in Charlotte. Remember, this comes after that Ukrainian refugee was stabbed, brutally murdered on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now we get a 24-year-old man who was in critical condition after, are you ready for this? An illegal alien broke into the train and stabbed this young man, 24 years old. The illegal alien, there's the victim, the illegal alien was 2 times removed from the United States of America. Twice removed. Why is this guy in the United States? Lay it on Joe Biden. It should never have happened. This is a crime. The man that is in the hospital in critical condition should never have even had to be there because his attacker shouldn't have been in the United States of America. So now the people of Charlotte, North Carolina want help. They want the National Guard called in. Here's a congressman, Republican, of course, from that area.
Of course, we made that request some time ago of the governor that he bring the National Guard in so that it would help deal with the fact that we were 273 or 75 policemen short of being able to adequately police the city. The National Guard would be able to provide that support so that the police can do the things that they need to do. All of the public is crying out that something's got to happen with our light rail as far as security is concerned.
Look, I'm going to say this. The National Guard cannot save every blue city. It can't. The National Guard is not meant for this. Now, yes, it works when they're called in. Of course it does. You got big, strong men and women carrying guns around that scare criminals. Perfect. But these blue cities can't rely on the United States military to save them. The people need to save themselves by electing these blue leaders out of there. Here's Mark Harris again.
But look at this, illegal alien not having deported once, but deported twice and came back in, and I think was under a got-away category. And then when our elected leaders here in Washington or in Charlotte were concerned about the presence of the Border Patrol and ICE and the work that they're doing, that's absolutely ludicrous. It's people like this guy that they were looking for.
Well, that is absolutely true. The bottom line is people in Charlotte, North Carolina, and so many other cities just want help. Listen to this resident.
My husband missed that train by, 1 stop and didn't get on there, and that's crazy. We should not have to feel like we are one stroke of bad luck away from being the next victim.
People are frustrated. What is it where we live in a country where you can't feel safe? Thank God for President Trump and his team and ICE agents going out and doing their thing to try to get these illegals off the streets. But they can't do it without the help of leaders in these blue states and blue cities. The reality is they need the cooperation. They're not getting it. To Illinois, here's proof that ICE is not getting cooperation. The state of Illinois released, you ready for this? 1,768 illegal aliens from prison that had ICE detainers on them. Now take a look at this letter from ICE to the Attorney General in Illinois. Of those, there were 5 that were wanted for homicide, 141 assaults, 23 burglaries, 4 robberies, 15 weapons charges, 10 sexual predatory offenses. Now, that's just the real bad crimes, but the reality is most criminals aren't caught. So just because you've got somebody that doesn't have a rap sheet doesn't mean they're not a criminal. And by the way, they were coming out of prison, which means they did something. Those are just the worst of the offenses. And Illinois lets them go. And in Chicago, this is maybe the most offensive. The new city budget that city leaders are arguing over, thanks to crack independent reporters and organizations in Chicago, they've uncovered $200 million hidden in this Chicago budget aimed at going to illegal aliens. Listen.
In this budget, and they had it tucked away under the corporate funds. And on the corporate funds, it was on an itemized line that said, with special events. And it said $200 million for new arrivals. So that means we will be spending $200 million more dollars on illegal aliens getting free everything.
She's with an organization called Chicago Flips Red. They go through the budget. Now, you think the mainstream media is covering this? I read an article from one of the local Chicago TV stations. They didn't even mention it. Now, $200 million. We have veterans on the streets, homeless in Chicago and every other city across America, by the way. Veterans homeless. We have people struggling. You have small businesses under the regulatory oppression of a city like Chicago, not to mention the streets. You drive around Chicago, like most big cities, including my own blue city, Dallas, Texas, the streets are a mess. You don't think $200 million could go to help American citizens, help clean up your city? Instead, they're going to give it to illegal aliens. Here's another woman. She's the founder of Chicago Flips Red.
But I want to make that very, very clear that we're paying for the illegals, the South Side and the West Side property owners, the blacks. And you continue to still vote for these people, these same people that literally voted for this money for these illegals that we have to deal with.
She's right on all of it. She's so fed up, she's wearing a Yankee hat. My New York Yankees, by the way. She's in Chicago. That's how fed up she is. All jokes aside, because this isn't funny. The people are oppressed by their city leaders, by the criminals, by the thugs, by the bruisers, and yes, the illegal aliens that are draining city resources, including committing crimes all over the place. I want to bring in now the founder and senior pastor of New Beginnings Church of Chicago, as well as the founder and CEO of Project H.O.O.D. Our good friend, Pastor Corey Brooks, is back with us. Pastor, it's great to have you on.
Hey, Grant, thanks for having me on. I thank you. I appreciate it so much.
All right. Well, we got a lot to cover about Chicago. So first off, they release almost 1,800 illegal aliens onto the streets. ICE wanted them. And then you got this budget situation. Let's start with the budget, since that's what we just talked about. $200 million going to illegal aliens. Could your community use $200 million, Pastor?
Absolutely, Grant. Right now, I'm walking across America to raise funds to build a community center on the south side of Chicago in one of the worst neighborhoods in the country. And when I think about the fact that they're spending $200 million toward illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, that bothers me so much. I'm having to walk across the country to raise funds to build a center in a much needed area to help kids and adults to transform their lives. And those are funds that could be used to help us build this center. But yet I'm having to do the work like this just to get it done. And so these are funds that could be used not just for our center to be built so that we can help transform the lives of people, but there are all kinds of opportunities across the south sides and west sides of Chicago where lives could be enhanced by those funds. But those funds now are being used to help those individuals, to help their lives get better. And the problem with that is that it's taxpayers' funds. And the problem is those individuals have come into our country illegally. That is a major issue that all of us are concerned with.
Look, I think everybody wants criminals off the streets, whether they're American criminals or whether they're Venezuelan criminals. It doesn't matter if you're committing the law. We want you off the streets. What went through your mind when you literally serve a community, Pastor Brooks, that is under attack by criminality, and you hear that you got 1,800 criminals released? ICE says, hey, we'll deport them. We'll get them out of Chicago for you. And they're released back on the streets.
Yeah, it upsets me. You know, we started our organization, Project H.O.O.D. H.O.O.D stands for Helping Others Obtain Destiny. And the reason why we started is because we wanted to eradicate violence and poverty one neighborhood at a time. So now here we hear that all the work that we're doing is basically being put to the side because no matter what we do, they're continuing to allow a criminal element to be released back into our community. And they're not released on the north sides and downtown. They're being released right back into our neighborhoods, and where we're trying to fight the fact that we're trying to eradicate murders and burglaries. I just talked to a 911 official this past weekend in the Chicago area, and he was telling me about the difficulty of the South American gang in the suburbs who are burglarizing neighborhoods. And that's the type of thing that we're having to contend with, not just every now and then, but this is every single day in the city of Chicago. We're having to contend with the criminal element that has been released back into our community. And it's going to take us standing up and telling the leadership that we are not going to tolerate this type of behavior and this type of mindset and this type of these type of individuals being released back into our neighborhoods. We're going to fight it, and we're going to say something about it.
You know, Pastor, when you mention the suburbs and these criminal gangs going into the suburbs and burglarizing, that'll wake the suburban moms and dads up. You know, now that it's affecting them. I almost wonder, you ever think about bringing some of these suburban soccer moms and dads down into your church, maybe put them up in some beds at night, let them sleep there and hear the gunshots firing off at night? They wouldn't know what to do. And that's a daily occurrence for kids in your neighborhood.
Absolutely. You know, I spent 343 days on a rooftop to bring attention and awareness to the violence. And what I did was exactly that. I invited individuals from the suburbs, CEOs, teachers, those in business to come down and stay a night on the rooftop as we try to raise the money to build this center. And so that they can understand just the type of environment that we're in. And all of them, after staying a night on the roof, they realize that we're in a very tough neighborhood. And so, yeah, I want to invite those individuals from the suburbs to come down and see what's exactly happening. I wanted them to see the criminal element that's being released back into our neighborhood so they can begin to understand that this is not just a small problem that we need to contend with on the south side and west side, but this is a major issue that all the state of Illinois and now that I'm in Charlotte, walking across America, it just happens to be that I'm in Charlotte. They're facing the same situations as well.
Isn't it amazing? You're in Charlotte tonight. We just do a story about the stabbing on the train, and we move into what's going on in Illinois. All these blue city problems, they're all connected. Could be any blue city in the country. It's a shame you have to leave Chicago and Illinois to go raise money for your own community. But I urge all of Stinchfield's Army to help you. You've been such a great friend of this program. Nobody fights harder for the kids in these impoverished communities than you, Corey Brooks. ProjectHood.org is the website, right? Is that how they can follow your journey across the country?
Yeah, ProjectHood.org is how they can follow the journey across the country. And hopefully I'll get back with you after I go and see that gentleman that was stabbed on tomorrow and be able to report about what's going on in Charlotte as well as Chicago.
Well, if you're going to visit with him, we'd love to get you back on to hear his story and what you come away with on that front. Corey Brooks, as always, Pastor, thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Frank, God bless you as well. And thank you for reporting about what's going on across America. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We are happy to do it. You know, folks, one of the things that I've committed myself to, I really have, I mean this, going all the way back to my mainstream TV days, what young children have to deal with in the hood is like nothing you've ever imagined. Can you imagine putting your head on a pillow at night, hearing gunshots going off and not knowing if your older brother or sister is going to come home at night? I mean, this is a wake-up call for people that live in the suburbs. And you would think that cops and city leaders and city councilmen would understand this kind of thing. But they don't. They don't care. They welcome the chaos, sadly. Moving to D.C. Speaking of a police chief who seems to welcome the chaos, She's calling it quits. This is the chief of police, Pamela Smith. She's stepping down. This comes shortly after President Trump's takeover of the police department, quite frankly. President Trump managed to do in just a few days what she couldn't do in 2.5 years, and that's bring some sense of safety to the community. She faced a real scandal about crime stat manipulation, meaning they weren't putting crimes in the right categories to make it look like crime was coming down. Nobody cares what it looks like. We care what it feels like. She played dumb about all this today.
The union questions the timing of this announcement, which comes amid active investigations by the House Oversight Committee and the Department of Justice into allegations of manipulation of crime statistics and mismanagement.
I have no comment with respect to the union's letter. I haven't read it. This is the second actually I've heard about it, but I have not had an opportunity to read it. And so my decision was not factored into anything with respect other than the fact that it's time.
Give me a break. She knew the heat was coming down. She should be embarrassed because, again, good policing, strong policing, simply enforcing the laws on the books, crime comes right down. And oh, by the way, it doesn't help putting the National Guard on the streets. Again, thank you, President Trump. So all this comes down to Democrats being stupid, quite frankly. I mean, idiot Democrats have caused so much pain in this country. And they're making it harder for ICE agents and police officers in general to do their job. But when I saw this video of Democrat Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva basically coming in on ICE agents when they're telling her to back up, making their job harder, and then she wants to complain about this. My Lord, watch this.
You need to get out. Get
out of the way. You guys need to clear now.
So she gets pepperballed. If you notice, she gets pepperballed by her feet, okay? Those agents had every right to hit her straight center mass, but they did not. I don't know if they knew she was a congresswoman or not. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. Just because you're a sitting United States congressman does not give you the right to cause chaos when ICE is conducting an operation. This was her before that happened, and this is her causing chaos. Listen.
Cause more work, more trouble. Just let her go. Just let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go.
I'm telling you what. Honestly, that congresswoman ought to be in handcuffs. She's ginning up the crowd. They're stopping ICE agents from doing their job. It's criminality. And it's absolute worse because it's coming from an elected leader. So are these tactics too much? I don't even know if Tom Homan was talking about Grijalva and shooting pepper balls at her feet. But this is what he said about ICE tactics.
And then there's just the aggressive tactics that we are seeing in video after video. You're comfortable with those tactics that we're all seeing with our own eyes?
Look, threats on ICE officers are up 1,200%. They're being doxxed on social media. They're getting death threats every day. They've been attacked. They've been shot at, and you know these officers out there looking for the worst of the worst. So they're protecting themselves.
Can you guys show? I believe it's her, the video of her getting pepperballed. If you could show this, they're telling her to step back. And she's moving in on ICE agents. Do you understand? That is a threat. When law enforcement tells you to back up, back up. Show your hands, obey commands. You will not get pepperballed. Not your feet, not your face, not anything. I want to bring in now to discuss all of this. Border Security Advisor for the Federation of American Immigration Reform. He is a former Border Patrol agent himself. He's also, as many of our guests are, a great friend of this program. Art Del Cueto is here. Art, welcome back.
Grant, I'm smiling and I'm thankful that you had me on and we're talking about Congresswoman Grijalva. If you go to my social media, just a few hours after she was supposedly pepper sprayed, she was seen. Somebody sent me a video of her at a local wrestling meet where she was just happy as could be. And I can add, she didn't even change her clothes. Now, I've been pepper sprayed a ton of times, and the first thing I would do is change my shirt, okay? But if you go to my social media, you'll see it. And another thing, I'm in Tucson, which is where this all happened. I have a lot of friends out there, of course. A lot of them, they have messaged me. My DMs have been covered in messages of what actually happened. So let's break it down. This wasn't even an ICE raid. It had nothing to do with that. This is an investigation that they had been doing for quite some time into human smuggling, but also into tax evasion. So these businesses were looked at throughout the state of Arizona. It wasn't just in Tucson. There were several different businesses that got hit, including homes. Now, I'm not free to completely talk about it because I know it's an investigation, and that's what makes it more difficult. Adelita Grijalva can run around and say her story, but the agency can't because they're still investigating the whole thing. But it's been my experience, when you have homes involved and you have taxes involved, to me, that smells of seriously human smuggling, possible stash houses, and other situations that have been going on because I know IRS and HSI was involved in the investigation. So what is Adelita Grijalva going out there doing? She's out there protesting against people because they're not paying their taxes. So I didn't know the Democrats didn't want us to pay our taxes, but I can jump on that train with her if that's what she's trying to do. You know, if she wants to get rid of taxes altogether. But again, and then she wasn't even pepper sprayed. Now, you saw that video that you shared, and some of that video is from her pages. But what you don't know is the audio. These protesters were screaming at ICE, screaming at HSI, and they were telling them, no one gets to effing leave. That's what they were saying. So they were holding those agents hostage in my eyes. They need to be prosecuted for that. Adelita shows up. She walked straight towards the line, and when an agent got out of the vehicle, a very brave agent, he pepper sprayed the crowd so the rest of the agents can leave the premises. That is when she was standing near the line and she got a mist of the pepper spray. Now, if I walk out there into my neighbor's front yard and his sprinklers were on, can I turn around and say that he doused me with his hose? Of course not. That is exactly what happened here.
Well, she wasn't obeying commands, clearly. They're telling her, all of them, to back up. None of them were doing that. And I'm glad you raised this point about what this investigation was all about. I just did an event on Saturday night for the Dallas County Republican Party, and we really looked in and dived into human smuggling, human trafficking. This is a huge problem. They come across the border, and then they spread out to every city. This is sex trafficking. This is worker trafficking. We have kids working in sweatshops across this country. I don't think these Democrats that are making such a hullabaloo about ICE agents there even give a rat's ass, Art Del Cueto, about these young kids that are being smuggled and sex trafficked across the country.
They don't, because if you look at this entire situation, none of them are ever screaming that the people that are here illegally should get a status. What they're screaming is that the people that are here illegally should be left alone, because they enjoy those individuals being in the country illegally, because they know they can pay them bad wages. They enjoy the entire modern day slavery that's what they're protesting for. They're in favor of modern day slavery. I also want to add that a lot of these tactical enforcement on this business, it also occurred in Pinal County. You didn't see protesters in Pinal County. It also happened down in Cochise County. You didn't see the protesters in Cochise County. You saw them in Tucson, Arizona. That's the only spot that you actually saw them. They were organized and they went to that place of business. So I would further investigate on who leaked that information as well.
Yeah. All of this needs to be investigated. And quite frankly, I'm with you that those agitators there, including the congresswoman, ought to have been arrested that day. Art Del Cueto, you're a great man. We always appreciate you coming on. Nobody does it better than you. On X, you can find him at Art Del Cueto AZ, and we'll look for you there, buddy. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Grant.
Absolutely. All right, folks, listen up. There are a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas this year, but Birch Gold thinks as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, you will get an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year, by the way. Just text America to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text America to the number 989898. Do it today because Birch Gold's free silver qualifying purchase promotion ends on December 22nd. Text America to the number 989898. All right, Jasmine Crockett has announced her run for United States Senate. Yes, that Jasmine Crockett. Political suicide is what she's taking part in. We'll talk about it next.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch live sports, shows, and news without cable. Watch 4 games at once with Multiview. Record every game with a click. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, doctor.
Guys, if you plan to retire in the next 20 years, or if you've already retired, I have a message for you that you need to hear. Central banks, BRIC nations, and our allies are pumping trillions of dollars back into America, but every dollar they send could make your savings worth less. Hi, I'm Donald Trump Jr., and I just want you to be prepared for the future. So protect your hard-earned savings with gold. A gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group offers you the safety net of gold with the tax advantage status of a retirement account. To see how it's done, click the link below to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. This kit reveals why gold IRAs are exploding in popularity, so do it now. What do you have to lose? It's free and there's no obligation. Click the link below to get your free info kit from the Birch Gold Group.
President Trump delivered on his promises, but we can't get complacent. None of our America First agenda will be secure until we build the Red Wall. Turning Point PAC is building the Red Wall in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire, key battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. We're funding door knockers who will win the next elections in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Today, we're asking for your immediate support. Donate at tprav.com or scan the QR code now to fund our field operations.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
Welcome back, everyone. I want to give you an update on Hamas. Yes, the terror group that is run by absolute killers. They are not going quietly into the night. Now, I warned of this, that they would not go down easy. They have spent generations plotting on how they can lop all of our heads off, by the way. So this is the leader of Hamas. His name is Khaled Mashal. We've translated it for you. Listen to his so-called warning.
The Palestinians will govern themselves and will make their own decisions. There will be no guardians, no mandate, and no renewed occupation. Our people need protection, not guardians.
I didn't know the translators from Amarillo. That's pretty amazing, actually. It's not funny, folks. Listen to me. This is trouble. They're not doing what President Trump told them to do, and I would like to remind them. Now, I'm not smiling anymore, Hamas, okay? And neither is President Trump. Look up in the sky. There's a satellite taking your picture. both from an Israeli standpoint and the United States standpoint. And if you get out of line, that satellite will have a crosshair on your forehead. Here's President Trump.
Study back, if you're a scholar, you would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace.
Well, I hope so too, Mr. President. Doesn't sound like Hamas wants to comply. Fire up whatever they need to fire up in order to get the job done. That's what I say. I know it's controversial, but that's why I'm here, to be controversial. No, that's not true. I'm here to tell you what I believe, and that's what I believe. If you think it's controversial, that's on you. All right, now to Jasmine Crockett. There's really nothing controversial about her. Everybody agrees that she's a ding-dong. This is the congresswoman from Texas, not far from where I broadcast from. She made a big announcement today.
I know y'all are ready to hear some good news, and some of y'all already heard it before you even got here. Yes, it is true. I am running to become your next United States Senator from the state of Texas.
Oh, really? The next United States Senator from the state of Texas. It's a deep red state, by the way. There is no way you can win, which is what you just announced today is political suicide. I'm actually happy about this because this means she'll be out of Congress. Can't run for both. And she's not going to beat Ken Paxton, who'll take out Cornyn in a primary, by the way. How dumb is she? This is what else she had to say today.
No, a black man can't get elected. No, your middle name is Hussein. No, you can't beat the Clinton machine. But every time they told him no, he looked them right in the eyes and he told them yes. He said, yes, we can. Yes, we can deliver on health care.
Oh, really? She's talking about Barack Obama. That's her idol. One of the architects of the destruction of America. Yeah, you campaign in Texas with Barack Obama as your main icon. My Lord. I want to bring in now Republican candidate for Congress in the very district that Jasmine Crockett currently represents. It is a very blue district. But we got Everett Jackson, who is a very red Republican. He was with me on Saturday night at that event I mentioned. Everett, great to have you back on the program.
It's great to be here, Grant. It's always wonderful to see your strong, patriotic face.
Well, it's great having you on. Look, I have great hopes for you. Whether you beat, well, now it's not going to be Jasmine Crockett. It'll be some other lunatic that'll be running in her place. But you're going to call attention to these people, and you in the race scares them. I know it scares them because they've been coming after you at every direction. Your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett now stepping out of your race and into the United States Senate race?
Well, I would like to gladly say, Grant, and proudly say on behalf of all the constituents of TX30, Jasmine Crockett, good riddance. She has created for herself political suicide, and me being a spiritual man, I have never been one to applaud any type of suicide. But in Jasmine Crockett's instance, I will make an exception. And this is political suicide. And those of us in TX30, we are saying good riddance.
All right. Texas 30 is a very impoverished area, South Dallas, for those of you watching at home in other parts of the country. It needs Republican leadership because Democrats have really turned their backs on these impoverished communities. This is not just Dallas. This is every city in America that's blue. You go into the worst areas of those cities. They're all run by Democrats. Your thoughts on that, Everett?
You will be exactly right, Grant. TX30, up under the leadership of Jasmine Crockett, a lack of leadership and lack of representation, we hoist a very shameful statistic. TX30, the district that Jasmine Crockett was supposed to represent, we have a poverty level that is far higher than the nation's average. We have people of 16.5% living at or below the poverty level. And this was all done up under the watch of Jasmine Crockett. So yes, you would be right, Grant, that when these blue representatives take over these cities or these districts, poverty usually follows with them. So we are going to bring a sweeping red wave to these blue areas of Dallas County. We have a very strong roster of Republican candidates with great ideas, and we back up our president. And I'm sure our president will enforce and back up our plans. So we plan on turning these things around and raising living wages and making life a lot better for people who have been disenfranchised.
Here's my guarantee. If these communities did embrace exactly what you're saying, their lives would be improved. Now, you say you're a religious man. This is a very blue district. I'm a religious man, too, in the fact that I believe miracles can happen. And it might take somewhat of that for you to win. But no matter what happens, you raising the alarm in this community and getting your message out is very important, because this is what they're up against. Jasmine Crockett wants to divide us. You and I are on here talking. I'm a white guy from North Dallas. You're a black guy from South Dallas. We got no issues with each other. But Jasmine Crockett apparently thinks, you know what, we shouldn't all get along. Roll that cut 4, please.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you were going to go and work.
You know, Everett, I always tell people, it's not a competition. And what certainly happened to black folks during the slavery years is a horrible thing, but you got to keep your eyes forward down the road. We can't keep looking back. And I'm telling you, there have been white people that had awful things happen to them, too. They, too, cannot be looking backwards in the rearview mirror. We've got to be looking forward. I'll give you the last word, my friend.
Indeed. And Grant, Jasmine Crockett is a one-trick pony. She depends on racial division and gender victimhood. That is her claim to fame. Jasmine Crockett is a one-trick pony. The only reason that she has garnered the popularity that she has garnered is because of her race-baiting approach and her gender victimhood agenda. This is what she puts on the American people, and those who may be disenfranchised, they feel as though they have nothing else to grab a hold to, so they grab a hold to this false rhetoric. But Grant, the truth is that America is a land of opportunity for all of us. We have people that come from all walks of life that have succeeded. And you cannot move forward in the future if you're living in the past. And that is exactly what Jasmine Crockett wants all of minority communities to do, stay in the past.
Yeah, amen to that. It's really not just her, it's all Democrats. Everett Jackson, let me play one little flashback for you. I'm getting late on time, but I want to play this for you because you're such a good man. And I want to run this, and then I'll give you a little publicity here. Roll it, guys.
So go to jacksonforcouncil.godaddysite.com.
All right, sounds good. And maybe once you get in, we'll get you a real site with a real name. So guess what? I was with Everett, and take a look at this. JacksonForTexas.com. And it's no janky GoDaddy site. This is the real deal because he's a real candidate, and I would love nothing more for this man to win. Everett Jackson, JacksonForTexas.com. Volunteer for him, vote for him, and I'll say it for you, Everett. Give him some money, throw some money in the tip jar if you can. That's the website to do it, JacksonForTexas.com. Everett, thanks for coming on, and nice website.
Thank you, Grant. Thank you. You inspired
it. You are too, my friend. We feed off each other. I can't wait to have you back on. All right, folks, a bar in Idaho is offering a month of free beer for citizens who help ICE agents. I'm moving to Idaho. Actually, I like vodka. We'll see if maybe they'll give me a nice vodka on the rocks with a splash of water instead. We'll talk to the owner next.
Hey, did you find the manual?
Yes, of course I found it. No, I need that.
Summon Dale.
Who's Dale?
A real human.
I'm Dale. American Home Show now provides video chat with live repair experts for home fixes over the phone. Let's go fix that oven.
Okay, Dale.
I need my phone back.
Fix it over video chat with American Home Shield. Sign up today at ahs.com.
America's in a fight for her soul. Our freedoms are under attack. Our values are being torn down. And the same corrupt elites who built this mess think they can silence us. The patriots who still believe in this country. Not a chance. Here at Real America's Voice, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, a movement that says we will not be silenced.
There is no force on earth that can stop us from saving our country.
The voice of millions of patriots who refuse to kneel to tyranny. This is the movement of fighters, men and women who still believe in God, family, and the American dream. The conservative alternative to AARP.
Real rights, they come from God.
If you're ready to stand up and join the fight, go to amac.us/RAV right now. That's amac.us/RAV, because this isn't just about politics. It's about saving America. Faith, freedom, America first. AMAC and Real America's Voice, united for the Republic.
Donald Trump Jr. here with an urgent message about retirement accounts in America. My father just changed 401ks forever by initiating the process that will allow gold into 401ks. But here's even better news. You don't need to wait for your 401k provider. You can use this strategy today. With a self-directed gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group, you can convert your IRA or 401k into an account with all the same tax benefits, but you own something that will be there when you need it. To find out more, click the link below to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group. Inside, they will show you exactly how to diversify your IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Do it now before the rest of America jumps in. Click below for your free info kit.
Charlie may be gone, but his legacy lives on. It's up to us to continue the fight for the heart and soul of America in his stead. Turning Point PAC is 100% committed to Charlie's big picture vision to build the Red Wall. Starting in Arizona, New Hampshire, and Nevada, 3 battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. Will you help us carry the torch for Charlie? Your gift helps us deploy door knockers, chase ballots, and ramp up our grassroots efforts for the fight ahead. Visit tprav.com or scan the QR code now to help us win in key battleground states.
Folks, fighting crime takes an entire community. It takes cooperation from the community. Sometimes you need a little incentive, like if you help ICE agents out, you get a free beer. Not just one, but for the whole year. This was from the Old State Saloon in Idaho. Check out this tweet. He posted this up, the owner of the saloon, that says anyone who helps ICE identify and ultimately deport an illegal from Idaho gets free beer for 1 month. I said a year. For 1 month at Old State Saloon. Well, guess what? We have a winner. And they found an illegal alien that blew the whistle on a state representative. Listen to this.
He was arrested and charged with domestic battery. He choked his wife in front of his daughter. And in part of that arrest, they found methamphetamine in his wallet.
I asked Mickelson about that arrest.
As far as I was aware, and I'm aware, is he had a legal visa to be in this country.
All right, so the illegal alien was working for a state representative. He got the free month of beer. Now, my big question is, if I lived in Idaho, would I get free vodka for the month? It's a little more expensive than beer, but we shall ask him. I want to bring in now retired police officer and owner of Old State Saloon, Mark Fitzpatrick, is with us. Mark, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you. And, we could probably arrange something, bend the rules a little bit for you and figure out a solution.
All right, maybe 2 weeks of I drink a lot of vodka, though, so you might be too much. Mark, first off, thank you for your service to this country. As a police officer, we're big fans of cops on this program. You own this saloon. I saw this story over the last week or so. It blew up. Were you surprised at the attention you got from all of this?
Well, the thing is, you live in a world that's full of deception and evil around every turn, and it's just pervasive in the media and everything. And when you speak out truth and stand for righteousness, and, for me, I want to glorify Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the King of Kings. When you speak out in truth, because he's the way, the truth, and the life, people will get so angry. And he said it would be that way. You follow me, the world's going to hate you. Well, let me tell you, the world really hated what I did this week, because the truth of the matter is that on this issue, you cannot have a strong country if you don't have a strong border and strong immigration laws and rules and enforcement. And we've figured that out. We've watched it take place during the Biden administration, where they pretty much incentivized some of the worst people in the world to come into our country and take advantage of our people and rape and pillage, as they say, and trafficking and everything else. And now we're dealing with the pain of trying to rip everybody apart and get them out of here. But that's the stance now. It's like everybody's telling me that's a patriot, hey, enough is enough. We as a country need to get them all out now and then get strong and rich and get borders strong. And then we can figure out if we can help people around the world at that point. But first, it's America first.
Well, let me say this. You did get a lot of support. There are a lot of conservatives who were behind you, thought it was a great story. You raised attention to all of this. You also got some horrible death threats, things tweeted at you, sent to you. Let me read one of them. If you could put cut 4 up there for me, guys. This reads, it was sent to Old State Saloon, where it reads, F your Nazi-enabling effing business. Your whole state is a bunch of sick pedophile Mormon Fs. I hope your business goes under and everyone affiliated gets exactly what they deserve. It's a pretty sick tweet to send to somebody. I'm going to ask you this in order for you to respond to all of these critics. Mark, do you hate Hispanic people? Do you hate immigrants to this country? Do you despise anyone that's a different color than you?
No, I get racist is the word people are using a lot this week for me, and it's despicable. The fact of the matter is I'm Christian. I love all people. The Bible's really clear that there will be people of all races, all tribes and nations will be present at his throne, which means those people will be represented from all skin colors. That's not that doesn't unite us. It's what unites us is our faith in Jesus Christ, as far as the way we look for eternity, right? And so that's how I look at it. And that's what the message that I would want anybody, it doesn't matter what race you are, to receive tonight is that your sins can be forgiven by Jesus Christ's sacrifice on the cross.
Yeah. I would imagine if you're an illegal alien from Poland and you're white as the driven snow, you too would get free beer if they were deported as well, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So did this have anything to do with your background in law enforcement? Did you get into law enforcement because of your love for this country and the rule of law and, of course, Christianity? Mark, I'll let you respond for the last word here.
Well, I got to watch my dad. He was a police officer for 25 years for LAPD and a great role model for me. And it's just something that I wanted to do in my life. And I did that for 15 years. And now I just wake up every day and I want to stand for truth and what's right. And sometimes when you do that, people get upset. But I tell you, there's also just an amazing amount of people who are in support, who are patriots. They're calling with support. They're leaving voicemails. They're going on our webpage. They're buying some of our shirts that we have for sale. Some people are even buying a round of drinks for people at the bar. America's very generous and supportive, and I really, really appreciate that, and salute all of you patriots out there.
That's the best part of the whole story. Mark Fitzpatrick, I appreciate you coming on. I want people to follow you at Old State Saloon. That's at Old State Saloon on the platform X. Thank you. Keep us posted, Mark.
You got it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, folks, listen up. This Christmas season, we need you to remember that your health is a gift that keeps giving. That's next.
Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. With trillions of dollars vanishing from the stock portfolios of retiring Americans, many hardworking people I speak with are concerned about the holdings in their IRAs. But I have good news for you. Our team at Swiss America can show you how easy it is to own gold in your IRA. You see, even with economic turmoil all around us, gold continues to not only be a safe haven, but is also increasing to all-time highs. The volatility of markets has created a lot of undue stress for people. Wouldn't you like that peace of mind that diversifying into metals can provide? For over 40 years, Swiss America has helped people just like you own precious metals in your IRAs. So don't miss this opportunity. Call or text our team at the number on your screen to receive a free copy of our Gold IRA brochure today.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch live sports, shows, and news without cable. Watch 4 games at once with Multiview. Record every game with a click. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, Doctor.
President Trump delivered on his promises, but we can't get complacent. None of our America First agenda will be secure until we build the Red Wall. Turning Point PAC is building the Red Wall in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire, key battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. We're funding door knockers who will win the next elections in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Today, we're asking for your immediate support. Donate at tprab.com or scan the QR code now to fund our field operations.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'll tell you what, during the Christmas season, we need to realize that God's greatest gift to you is your body. You need to take care of it. Your health is a gift, and you play a big role in whether or not you remain healthy. Watch this.
I almost passed away from COVID. And when I was in the hospital, the doctor told me, I want you to know my team's going to do everything we can, but you need to call your family and you need to say whatever you need to say. I was kind of having these images in my head of me being in a casket and them having to have extra people carry me. I was weighing 270. You know, I still struggled with the whole weight thing. I tried a couple of different things and it just wasn't working. I want to live a full life. I'm 6 feet and I'm weighing 228 right now. All of that's changed, but my mindset has changed. My clarity, my memory. I mean, I could go on and on. There's so much that has changed.
That's what happens when you get hydrated at a cellular level. It happened to me. My mind cleared up, my skin cleared up, but most of all, I lost 15 pounds of body fat and gained muscle mass, all through intracellular hydration. And how do you do it? Well, you got to get with the folks at Energized Health. I want to bring in now the founder of Energized Health, our good friend John Jubilee, is here. John, welcome back.
Thank you, Grant.
You know, John, it is a good reminder that as Christmas comes upon us, that God does give us a gift, and that gift is our body, John.
Yeah, it is, Grant, and what we do with it is our gift to God. You know, so we can give God a gift back by showing him that we're thankful. We appreciate the gift of life, the vehicle, the human body that he gave us, right, to live our life in. And so it's a gift back to him to use the knowledge that's available in this world to live at the optimal level. Obviously, we can be the best husband, we can be the best father, we can be the best wife, we can be the best mother, grandparent. We can be the best us, Grant, when we show up at our best and we're at our optimal health at the cellular level.
John, you know, it's interesting. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I saw a very overweight gentleman. He had to be 350 pounds. He had a mask on, and he was taking a sanitary wipe and wiping down his entire cart. And I thought to myself, you're so concerned about your health by wiping down your cart and wearing a stupid mask, when really what you want to do if you want to save yourself and be healthy is lose the weight. Totally had it backwards. Worried about a germ someplace when your body is the key to it all, John.
So good. No, so good, Grant. And, you know, there was a study, a medical study years ago. This is, you know, back when I was growing up, Grant, they had anti-smoking commercials on TV, but then they stopped for seemed to be no reason. But I learned the reason later on. It was because in one of their big medical studies to try to prove that smoking was killing people, what they learned, Grant, was the obesity. That just 20 to 30 pounds of fat would kill you faster than 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So even people whose families harped on them about their smoking, it's more of us to learn how do we need to keep a super healthy metabolism so we don't get overweight and we get rid of the extra fat we have.
All right, what's the best way for people to learn about intracellular hydration, getting hydrated at an actual cellular level and what that means for you?
Yeah, just 2 simple steps. You know, Chelsea and I made a really short, sweet video. It's called a master class. Click the red button on our website. So just watch that for about 10 minutes or so, and then just book a call, guys. We have no salespeople at our company, so no one's going to try to sell you anything, but they'll share with you what their miracle experience was and what tens of thousands of other people have utilized to get off all their medication, to reverse their illness, or get rid of that extra weight. So just watch a master class and book a call.
Yeah. John, one of the best things you did for me, I guess it was probably about a year ago, holiday season, you said, hey, Grant, get with us, and we're going to set a date. And we set a date for just past all this holiday stuff for us to start, and I stuck by the start date, and in 2 weeks, I lost 15 pounds, and I was grateful for that. So thank you, John.
Well, you're so welcome, Grant. And listen, I want to encourage everybody to know we don't tell anybody to calorie restrict on the holidays. So you can join us right now and have no calorie restriction on the holidays. So come on, take your step.
Yep, absolutely. Go watch that masterclass and book a call, as John said. John, let me give him your website. Thank you again for coming on. Merry Christmas to you, of course. Here's what you do, folks. Learn how to transform your health at the cellular level and give your family the best gift of all, you fully present. Visit energizedhealth.com. That's energizedhealth.com, and then book that call. You got nothing to lose but gaining back your health and some pounds. All right, folks, President Trump strikes again, calling out a fake news reporter for being unprepared. It's next.
We're in a very holy time of the year. We think in terms of a deliverance.
This is where she washes the dishes.
If you're ever going to allow your Christian faith to rise and to do something for God's chosen people, now is the time. This is the home of Galena. She's 96 years old.
This is what she had to eat for today.
She has one pot with water and wheat.
My father was killed by the Nazis, and I was an orphan. I didn't know about God. But now, in the cold, hungry nights, I pray for food to the God I've never known. There are good people that love you.
You see the tears. Scripture says joy can come in the morning, and you can be the reason.
This Hanukkah, if you will bless these hurting children of Israel, you will receive God's blessing in return. Your urgently needed gift of only $25 will help rush a food box packed full of life-saving essentials and includes everything they need to celebrate the miracle of the Hanukkah holiday. Call, scan, or go online now.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I don't know how much longer she could have waited for us to come.
I can't even grow my food anymore. What will happen to me? I'm doomed to starve.
Tens of thousands of elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union are living in extreme poverty, hungry, and forgotten. But through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, we can bring them hope.
Eggs. It's my favorite food. May you be blessed.
You say to them, we see you and we're here to help.
Please don't delay. Call, scan, or go online now.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
I'm a J6er, and I spent 3 months in jail and about a year in prison.
I spent 4 years out of an 18-year sentence in prison.
J6ers have been smeared and defamed by the media, persecuted by the government, and treated like terrorists.
In reality, J6ers are patriotic men and women, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers from all walks of life.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
And we need your help.
For just $10 or more, you're helping these patriots get mental, physical, and spiritual help.
Please scan the QR code or go to j6support.com to donate $10 or more to support these American patriots.
Every dollar you give is being matched up to $50,000, doubling your impact. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
All right, folks, welcome back. Guess what? President Trump strikes again, calling out the fake news media.
And I think we're going to do well. We will have the greatest economy. Blakeman, who you know as well, is considering running for governor. We're going to have the greatest economy in history. How many Democrats are retiring? How come you only know the Republicans but not the Democrats? Because I came prepared to ask you a question about... No, you're unprepared because you should know the Democrats. You're totally unprepared. Go ahead.
Wait a second. Did she say because compared to us, like Democrats? I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to that. That reporter was talking over. You got to be respectful to the President of the United States. Even if I was there and it was Joe Biden, I'm not going to talk over him. He just rambles on and on. You'd never get a question in. But it's disrespectful. Thank God we have President Trump in the office to call these lunatics out. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Stinchfield's Army rolls. Thanks for watching, everybody.